Yo people, welcome to TalkBall, real opinions, no clickbait. Today we're going to do a roundup of the transfers that just happened during the January transfer window. Like there was a lot, but I'm gonna pick out the ones that I thought were the best, like or the best deal that I thought happened. You get me? Over the thing. Let me just get my list out here so that I don't miss any out. Getting this thing organized now, you know what I'm saying? Gotta be. All right. We'll start with the Premier League, and we're gonna start with Aston Villa. These are the ones that I think. Well, I think these were the standout transfers in the Premier League this January, or not even standout, but just the ones that I thought maybe were the best transfers to come into the Premier League teams. So yeah, we'll start with Villa. These guys got Digny, Chambers, and Coutinho. Like you can't really the Coutinho one. That's a mad transfer. That's a wavy transfer for Aston Villa. Like what it does for the club, what it does for the team, is banging. And you've seen what Coutinho really doing for Aston Villa. It was a very good move for them. Obviously, the Gerrard factor helped bringing in Coutinho, and it probably wouldn't have happened if Gerrard wasn't there. But that's why you get in like managers like that got that sort of influence. Digny's a good player as well. He's done all right for Everton. Maybe he hasn't lived up to what they thought he was gonna be, but then again, Everton hasn't really lived up to what anyone thought that they were gonna be doing when they got that big cash backing. So yeah, we'll see how it goes with a manager that knows what he's doing. It could happen, innit? And Gerrard seems to be doing. He's doing all right, man. He's doing all right at Aston Villa. You got to give it to him. I'm always wary of of rating managers at the start of their careers or at the start of their terms at certain clubs, because I know that there's always a honeymoon period where things just go well. But so far it's looking good, man. You can't really talk bad about Gerrard so far. And Callum Chambers, I've always liked Callum Chambers at Arsenal. I've always thought he was a really useful player to have in the team, and recently you could tell that he was really trying to bump up his ability as a player technically, because I feel like in terms of intelligence, I think that he's a pretty good player. He knows what to do, but it was just that technique, you know what I'm saying, the mobility. But in the last year and a half, he became a different beast, bro. He became a different beast. Like his crossing's crazy, the accuracy of it is crazy. Like you know when a guy just bangs in a crazy cross, bro, that is just so hard to defend. This guy had it on point. It really shone out to me because I looked at Bellerin that couldn't cross since he was 16 years old at Arsenal, and then I see Chambers that in 1 year he changed his whole thing around and he could bang in a dirty cross. And excuse me, another thing that's good about him is that he can't just play in the main position that he went there for. I think he probably went there as a right back, but he can play as a centre back and he can play in the midfield as well, in central midfield, maybe defensive midfield, maybe as a central midfielder. So I think that's three very good signings for Aston Villa. Now moving on to Brentford, these guys got Christian Eriksen. That's a bit crazy. I know that Christian Eriksen is I don't know, his value might have dropped a little bit because of the situation that he had at the start of at the Euros last year, the heart situation, and I hope that that's resolved for him. I hope that he's not I hope that's behind him, innit? Because I would hate to see something like that stopping his career moving forward, or even, you know what I'm saying, a bit worse than that, but God forbid, innit? But yeah, that's a banging signing for Brentford. They started really well this season. It's kind of been dropping off, but you'd expect that. Eriksen can maybe hopefully jump in and give him that extra bit of quality they need to stay in the Prem. Very good move for Brentford. And a nice move for Eriksen as well to help him get back on track. Burnley went and got a guy that was averaging a goal every 2 games in the Bundesliga. A massive guy, which is just what Sean Dyche wants. You know what I mean? Just what Sean Dyche wants. After losing Chris Wood, you need a guy that's going to come in and replace that instantly. And I feel like this guy can, what's his name? Weghorst, I think. Weghorst. Yeah, you need a guy like him to come in and just replace that with no problems. And I feel like he might be able to do that. You know, I guess you can't really talk about the physicality of the Prem with this guy because he's like 6'6" or something. They even did an advert. The announcement was like a reference to that Jurassic Park movie where the dinosaur is stepping and is shaking the cups, and they're saying that that's Weghorst, bruv. So it's exactly what Burnley want. It's exactly what Daesh wants, and I feel like that could help them out, keep them in the Prem. As they always do, bro. Shout out to Sean Dash. That guy, that's one of the best English managers of all time, bro. I don't care what no one says. One of the best English managers of all time. Real stuff, bro. I don't know how this guy maintains Burnley in the Prem. It is absolutely crazy. Playing yesteryear's football as well, bro. When everything has moved on, this guy's still playing that old school, hoof that thing up the pitch football, and is working, bro. You kept them in the Prem. Bro, unbelievable. On a roll, I fully rate that guy. Next, I think Palace's signing of Mateta is a very good signing. Like, I really rate Vieira for what he's done. He could also be on a honeymoon period, but he's shown good signs in other clubs. So maybe Crystal Palace is the one that's really going to put him on the map as a manager. And bro, if he does well, I think that he should come to Arsenal really and truly. But that's another story. But yeah, Mateta, like, I've seen him play a couple times. He looks like a decent player. These guys wanted to get Eddie Nketiah. We didn't let them buy him. I haven't seen that much of Mateta, but I'm assuming that he's that kind of striker. You know what I'm saying? Like, fast guy. He knows how to get in there. And yeah, sorry about that. It's got cool. It's got for the banging roll as a banging roll that I wanted. In a football academy, so lovely. Anyway, yeah, speaking of Mateta, yeah, so he seems like the kind of, from what I saw, he kind of seems like Eddie Nketiah, you know what I'm saying, like a fast, nimble striker. He knows how to get in the box, knows how to bang a goal. But that's from what I've seen of him. We'll find out as the season goes along. Yeah, so good look, nice little signing for Palace. Everton now, they had a decent window as well, bro. They got Dele Alli. I think Dele's a sick player. I think Dele's a really good player. And I feel like he's just one of those players that they're a bit temperamental, you know. They need to be like hugged a little bit, you know what I mean? And yeah, and that can be like detrimental to their progress and their success. But I know the one thing I know about players like that is that they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They don't mind if they're not playing. They don't mind if the manager is not doing what they think the manager should be doing. They want things how they want things, and you know, some players are like that, and I think that there's no problem with that. As long as the manager knows how to deal with it, then there's no problem. And let's see if Everton can handle that, if Everton's manager can handle that. Because if he can, then Dele Alli is a serious player. They also got Van der Beek. I think Van der Beek's a very good player. I don't know what happened at Man United. These guys just refused to play this guy. I don't understand it. That was like a weird one. When he was at Ajax, he was a top player. Like, he knows how to kick ball. He understands the game. I think that's a good move for Everton. I think it's a good move for him as well. So that's two banging little midfielders that they've got in there, Dele and Van der Beek for Everton, man. Very good, can't lie. Let's see if they can actually make something happen now, because that's not really been the case in recent times for them. But yeah, hold on, let me just adjust this a little bit. Things are a little bit wonky. But yeah, so yeah, nice moves for. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, man. So nice moves for Everton. And of course, the winners of this whole transfer window, Rascal at Newcastle United, bruv. Oh my days, these man, yo, it's gonna be a problem. I'm telling you, it's gonna be problematic, bro. It's gonna be problematic. These guys bought guys. They bought Chris Wood. I know guys, Chris Wood's not, bro. That's not the point. They bought Chris Wood so that they could weaken their rivals, bro. They bought Burn. It's Burn, isn't it? Yeah. They bought Burn, the centre-back, so that they could weaken the rivals for relegation battle, bro. They're not silly. And obviously, Wood's a decent player. You know what I'm saying? Wood causes problems, bro. He's been causing problems for a long time. And he bangs goals. He gets a good double digits in, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not into the 20s, and maybe not past the 15s, but he gets them goals in. And they only need him to bang goals for the next 6 months. If he can do that, it's a good signing for them. You know what I mean? Burn again, decent centre back, plays well for Brighton. He plays well in the Brighton system though, so we'll see how it goes. But Burn is a Newcastle fan since he was a kid, so he's gonna put his life on the line to stop them getting relegation. And as a centre back, putting your life on the line does a lot for your defensive performance. So I think that's a good signing for them as well. Trippier, I've always liked Trippier, but I've always thought that guy's a good right back. He knows how to kick ball, very technical, and he's a decent defender as well. I think that's a good signing for them. And of course, Matt Targett, who is another good player, Premier League experience. And you know what? I rate Eddie Howe. I really do rate Eddie Howe. I think Eddie Howe is a very smart manager, and what he did at Brentford, I don't understand how that went under the radar. Like, this guy really took Brentford from the abyss of football into the Premier League and kept them there. Sorry, Bournemouth. And kept them there for a long time, bro. For longer than they should have been there. They was only in there because of Eddie Howe. They never bought no amazing players. It was all down to Eddie Howe. He's a good manager. And who knows, maybe they already got the right manager. Maybe Newcastle already got the right manager in Eddie Howe. We're going to see. We're going to see how he can handle these players that he's bringing in now. Especially the guy that kind of made me upset. The transfer that made me upset, Bruno Guimaraes, bruv. Like, I thought he was coming to Arsenal, bruv. I really did. I can't lie. I thought that guy was coming to Arsenal. But he ended up going Newcastle. And he looks like a guy that does what he wants. You know what I'm saying? Or not does what he wants, but that knows what he wants. And will go after what he wants. You know what I mean? And so let's see if Eddie Howe can handle that sort of personality. If he can, then I think that he's going to be a very good manager, bruv. He's still early in his career, bruv. You know what I'm saying? He's done his apprenticeship. He done it at Brentford. And he passed out with flying colours, if you ask me. So let's see how he does now in the Premier League. With a Newcastle side that he's rebuilding. I think they might let him stay. If he don't get relegated, I think they'll keep him at Newcastle for at least 2 years. Just to give him that shot. Because Newcastle are in no rush. Like, them guys that bought them, they know how football goes. Like, they're not expecting something to happen straight away. They saw what happened at City. That did not happen straight away. So they're not expecting the same thing from Newcastle, even though I think it will happen quicker than it did at City. But yeah, man, some banging signings for Newcastle. They're the champions of the window, if you ask me. Now that does it for the Prem. I'll go see a couple. Like, there was some transfers that stood out to me outside of the Premier League, and in Italy, Juventus, of course, Vlahovic. You can't really ignore that. He's banging in goals. Like, looks like a real problem up front. I think that's gonna do a lot for their league push, and yeah, man, like, well, he's proven to bang goals inside Italy. So, excuse me, if he's doing it for a better team, then you'd expect the same to happen, or even better. So, good signing for them. And the signing that I think is very good is the signing that they got Zakaria, bro. You get me? He's a good little player, that guy. A young guy that copped him for 5 million as well. That could come out to be a bargain. Zakaria is a player, you know. I've seen that guy playing. He's a player. Something could come of that. We'll see how it goes. So good little signings there for Juventus. And Venezia, a team that just came up to the Serie A this season, went and copped Nani, who is a very big name in football. Everyone knows who that guy is. Everyone knows what he brings. Big techers, you know what I'm saying? He provides big moments for teams. He's already done it for Venezia this season. So we'll see how that goes for them. Like, obviously, no one's expecting the world from Venezia in the Serie A, but very good signing for them, and I think he'll do a lot for them. Now, 2 guys that signed for my team, Sporting. They went and got Slimani back. When Slimani was at Sporting, let me tell you, that guy was a problem, bruv. Problematic, bruv. I'm telling you. Diego Costa type things, bro. Suarez type things, but not like... But he's not a liability. You know, in the sense that Diego Costa could just get a red card out of nowhere. Yeah, Slimani's not like that. Slimani isn't that kind of guy. Slimani is just a dog. He'll just run you down all game, run down the defense all game, run down the midfield all game, and still get up and get on the end of that cross. You know what I'm saying? He's that kind of striker. He can get goals as well. He didn't have a very good time at Leicester though. Like, I don't know why they bought him, to be honest. They already had Vardy there. I don't know what they thought that Slimani was going to bring to the team. I think at the time they were playing 2 strikers up front, but 2 guys like that are like Slimani and Vardy, it doesn't always work. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a bit of balance. You gotta have the clean, gliding striker next to a guy like Slimani, next to a guy like Vardy. So maybe that's why it didn't work. They kind of clashed a little bit, and he was just in Italy right now, and I know he was in Lyon, and people were telling me that he was doing alright at Lyon. I didn't really pay too much attention, but he's back at Sporting, and I think he's gonna be a big help for Sporting in their league push. Like, I can't wait to see him play again for us. Everybody loved him, and I think he's gonna be sick for us. Yeah, so Slimani, banging signing. The other guy is a guy called Marcus Edwards, an English guy that was playing in the Portuguese league that maybe not too many people knew about. But Marcus Edwards, yeah, he was playing in the Portuguese league for a team that, you know, not a very good team, but he was in there and he was doing his thing. He's like, if you remember Aaron Lennon, he's that style of football, you know, that short, very, very fast, like mad explosive. But I feel like this guy's got more eye for goal than Lennon, and he's exactly what Sporting need. Like, we need that sort of winger that is can just penetrate, can just take the ball, boom, and just move forward. Like Sarabia, he's a good player, but he's also more on the technical side, even though he is quite athletic. But Marcus Edwards, he's just something different to what we have at Sporting, and he's gonna be excellent. Him and Slimani, I think those are two banging signings, especially since Porto have just sold all of their best players. Like, not their best players, but not all of them, obviously. But they sold very important players this season, and yo, they're ahead of us by like 2 or 3 points or something like that, and a game in hand I think they got on us. I'm not sure. I think, but I know they're definitely ahead of us by a few points. And losing them players is going to be a big loss for them, and us gaining these players is a big plus for us. So well done to Sporting on them signings. Ruben Amorim, that's a manager. That's who we should be getting. That's who this team should be getting. Not having flipping, bruv, dyed-haired assistant managers, bruv. Dictators, bruv. That guy's a dictator that we have, bruv. Dictator, sorry. I mean, my bad. I mean dictator. Oh, it doesn't really matter. He's both of them. He's both of them things, bruv. Dyed-haired guy, assistant, bro. Get him out of there. Get Ruben Amorim, bro. Serious manager. Well done to Sporting, my guy. All right, and to finish off, Spain, you couldn't finish this without mentioning Barcelona getting flipping Aubameyang for absolutely nothing. These guys are going to be paying him 100k a week. That's a madness. That's what these guys are missing, like the goal scorer, you know what I'm saying? They wanted that goal scorer, and Aubameyang's going to do that. If they can create the chances for him, that's all that Aubameyang needs. So, yeah, man. Banging signing for Barcelona, bro. One of the saddest things that have happened to my team for a minute, and in my opinion. And yeah, I think he's gonna do really well at Barcelona. So let's see how that goes. Bro, you know what? When they were saying it was a loan, I was actually thinking, oh, all right, yeah, maybe we can, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we can make it work, and then he comes back at the end of the season. But nah, bro, we let him go for absolutely nothing, and he's now signing for Barcelona. So yeah, bro, it's just sad. And they got Ferran Torres, which I think is a banging signing. Every time he played for City, he looked lively. It's just that, you know, it's hard to get a spot in that team, especially when you're new in the team. It's hard to get a spot in that team, bro. Like, it's hard. Look at Grealish. He's having. It's not even that he's having a hard time. He's not having a hard time. He's just learning what they're on. And to him, that's the craziest move he could ask for. For Ferran Torres, going to Barcelona is the same thing. That's the craziest move he could ask for. Xavi gives him the call, said, yo, you're going to start every game. Of course you're going to go. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not getting minutes over there at City, and it's looking like you're not going to get minutes. Barcelona's building up. Ferran Torres is going to be a very big part of their team. He's already shown what he can do for Barcelona in the games that he started for them. So, yeah, man, two good signings for Barcelona as well. Well done to them. And, yeah, bro, that concludes my roundup of the January transfer window. It was a very good window, actually. Like, if we're not talking about this elephant graveyard over here that no one wanted to come to, if we're not talking about these guys, for everyone else, it was a nice, entertaining window. Like, some teams got some good players in, but yeah, the ones that I mentioned are the ones that I thought were the ones that stuck out. So yeah, man, I'll see you guys again this week. Hopefully, I won't be too upset by things that are happening at my team, and yeah, I'll be covering any big news that I see. So yeah, guys, have a nice day. This was TalkBall. Thank you for listening.